Hello, and welcome to the fourth video in the series, Human in Command, a channel devoted to AI governance. As usual, if you find these videos useful, please hit the like button and subscribe to be notified of new releases. Let's begin. In our first video, Principle 1 established human responsibility. Principle 2 then established human decision authority. Principle 3 drew the human line around moral and irreversible decisions. But human control means little if the information guiding the human cannot be tested. An AI can give you a false answer with perfect grammar, confident language, and citations that look real. That is why Principle 4 is simple. Trust requires verifiability. Polish is not proof. We have been conditioned to associate professional tone, clarity, and specific detail with expertise. If someone speaks fluently and provides a list of sources, we naturally assume they know what they are talking about. We use the same cues to judge the credibility of our AI partners. But with generative AI, those cues can be dangerously misleading. This is called the confidence gap. To understand why this gap exists, we must remember what large language models actually are. They are statistical systems trained to predict likely sequences of tokens based on patterns in large amounts of data. That ability can produce remarkably useful outcomes without guaranteeing that every claim is true. An unsupported or incorrect answer can be delivered with the same confidence as a correct one. This polished presentation acts as an accountability shield. It makes errors harder to detect and tempts us to lower our guard. In a professional or organizational context, blind trust is a liability. It can turn an ordinary technical error into reputational damage, financial loss, or a life-altering mistake for which the human decision maker remains accountable. Trust is not a feeling you have towards a tool. It is a process of earned confidence. Think of the 2023 federal case Mata versus Avianca. It is one of the clearest examples of what happens when polish is mistaken for proof. Attorneys submitted a legal filing that appeared professional. It contained judicial decisions, quotations, and specific citations. But the court identified 6 cited cases that simply didn't exist. They had been fabricated by ChatGPT. When the attorneys began to have doubts, they did what many users do. They asked the same AI whether the cases were real. The chatbot confidently reassured them that the cases were genuine and could be found in reputable legal databases. This highlights a critical lesson in AI governance. Asking an AI to verify its own answer is not independent verification. It is circular checking. U.S. District Judge P. Kevin Castell sanctioned the attorneys and their law firm, imposing a $5,000 penalty. The court made clear that using an AI tool for assistance was not inherently improper. The failure was the attorney's abandonment of their gatekeeping role. They submitted and defended legal authorities without independently verifying them. But verification should not begin only after the answer appears. It should begin with the initial prompt. A well-designed prompt can require the AI to separate established facts from assumptions, interpretations, and recommendations. It can identify the primary or authoritative source between each material claim, disclose claims it cannot verify, state the strongest evidence against its conclusion, offer plausible alternative explanations, list the assumptions that could cause its recommendation to fail, and flag where qualified review is required. You can also instruct the model never to invent a citation and to say clearly when reliable evidence is unavailable. Instead of asking it to state only what it is sure of, require it to distinguish verified facts, uncertain claims, assumptions, and inferences, and never present uncertainty as established fact. This is verification by design, structuring the task so that the answer arrives with an evidence trail and visible points of uncertainty. Better prompting, though, does not verify the answer. the AI can still fabricate a source, misread evidence, or produce a persuasive counter-argument that is also wrong. Good prompting makes the output easier to challenge and test, and once the answer is produced, independent verification begins. That brings us to the practical verification ladder. The standard for trust is not fluency. It is evidence that can be examined, tested, and independently confirmed. The ladder has 5 rungs, and not every output requires all 5. The level of verification should rise with the consequences of being wrong. The first rung is source inspection. Do not merely look at a list of citations. Open them, confirm that they exist, and check whether it actually supports the claim being made. A citation is not evidence until someone examines it. The second run is cross-model comparison. Ask a different AI model to analyze the same question independently without showing it the first model's answer. If the models disagree, treat that disagreement as a warning that further investigation is required. But agreement between models is corroboration. It's not proof. Different systems may repeat the same widely circulated error, rely on overlapping source material, or make similar statistical guesses. The third rung is reproducible testing. If an AI provides a calculation, reproduce it separately. If it summarizes a document, compare the summary directly with the original. If it makes a factual claim, confirm it through a reliable primary or authoritative source. Use another model to challenge the answer, but use evidence to verify it. The fourth rung is qualified human review. For high-impact decisions, obtain review from a person with the relevant expertise who is not part of the initial prompt process. This creates a genuine cross-check rather than an echo chamber. The fifth rung is organizational auditability. This means maintaining clear records of sources, data lineage where available, testing results, documented limitations, and a human decision. Frameworks such as the NIST AI Risk Management Framework and ISO 42001 can help organizations build these systems. But a framework works only when humans use it to question and challenge the outputs they receive. Crucially, verification must scale with consequence. AI governance is not about treating every output with the same level of suspicion. A wrong dinner recommendation is simply a minor annoyance. A wrong medical, hiring, credit, or legal recommendation can alter a person's life. Routine, reversible tasks may only need a quick fact check, but when safety, rights, livelihood, or professional fates are at stake, the strongest forms of independent verification are required. There will also be times when the evidence behind an AI output cannot be adequately checked. The result cannot be reproduced, or the system's limitations are not sufficiently documented. In those cases, the lack of verification is itself vital governance information. Label the uncertainty, reduce reliance on the output, seek another source or method, and when the consequences are serious, pause the decision rather than treating an unverifiable answer as fact. The goal of AI governance is to move from being a passive recipient of AI brilliance to being an active governor of AI evidence. Useful AI partners can help reveal blind spots and challenge overconfidence, but only when humans retain the right and the discipline to question, test, override, and stop. So adopt one simple operating rule for every interaction. Polish is not proof. Trust is not something an AI earns by sounding right. It is the confidence we earn by verifying the evidence. If I can't verify it, I can't vouch for it. And if I cannot vouch for it, then I'm not in command. In the next video, we will explore the topic AI must challenge, not just agree. AI systems should improve our thinking, not merely validate them.